Hello, dear students. Today we are going to solve paper 2, October-November 2024 and variant 3. So let's proceed with this question paper. If you will have any issue, doubt, or any concern, please feel free to post in the comments. Let's start with question number 1 and read the question well. Which list contains only vector quantities? So let's read the vector quantities we will be shortlisting. Acceleration, vector, distance, scalar, speed, scalar. Option A is wrong. Electric field strength, vector, momentum, vector, weight, vector. Correct option. Energy, scalar, mass, scalar, temperature, scalar. Wrong answer. Force, vector, time, scalar, velocity, vector. Wrong answer. So only the right option with all vectors is option B. Proceed to question number 2. The diagram shows how velocity of an elevator varies with the time. Elevator starts from the 3rd floor of a tall building. The point P indicates the start of the elevator's journey. When is the elevator on the 3rd floor again? So let's assume this question. Over here, you were at 3rd floor at this point. Now here, you are covering certain distance. Positive velocity means you are going up. So you were here at 3rd floor. You cover certain distance upwards. You are moving from in section P up, constant speed, and you slow down. So here you stopped. At Q you stopped. And you stop until R. You stop till R. And then you can see your velocity is negative. Negative velocity means you are coming back. You came back and you once again at S, your speed became 0. So it means you stopped here. So once you stopped, it means you reached the 3rd floor back. So it means you went up and then you came back down. So and you stopped. So you reach the 3rd floor at point S till T. You are staying at 3rd floor. So S to T is option C. Proceed to question number 3. An object of 1 kilogram is at rest on Earth. Identical object is at rest on the planet A with the gravitational field strength is twice. So over here, you notice the mass is 1 kilogram and on another planet, the G is twice. Which row correctly compares the object on the planet to the object on Earth? Dear students, you know that weight is equals to m into g. So if the gravitational field strength is double, it means the weight is also double. Option A or B. Now they want the acceleration when same force applied in horizontal direction. So imagine if here is the object, you are applying the horizontal force, which is same. You know the mass of the object is also same. So the resultant force divided by mass is the acceleration. So force is same, horizontal force. Mass is same. So it means the acceleration will also be same, equal to the acceleration on Earth. Option A. We proceed to question number 4. An engineer researched the density of different liquids being used as coolant. X 785, Y 1020, Z 1220. None of the liquids mix. Each liquid is poured in turn into the container of water and water density is 1000. Which liquid rise to the surface? So any liquid which have less density than water will rise. So you need to find which one has less density than water, it will rise. So check which number is less than 1000. So less than 1000 is 785. This will float. So the right option is X. Option A. This will float. Other two have more density, they will sink. Proceed to question number 5. The diagram shows a car moving along the road. The force due to engine is 1,500 and the total drag force is 200. So you have the forward force, which is 1,500. You have backward force, which is 200. If you find your resultant force is 1,500 minus 200, which is 1,300 newtons forward. Since your resultant force is forward, so according to Newton's second law of motion, you all know F is equals to ma, so A is equals to F over m. So if your force is forward, you have acceleration forward. So acceleration means speed is increasing. The acceleration means increasing speed. So it means the body's speed is increasing in the forward direction. So increasing speed in forward direction, the right option is B, because the resultant force was forward. We proceed to the next question, number 6. A pair of cutters is used to cut the rope. Where should the rope be positioned and at what labeled points should the hands be positioned to produce greatest cutting force? No problem, let's try. Principle of moment says, if you remember, the two moments must be equal. So imagine wherever is the rope, the cutting force, and the rope distance. I can say F2, D2. Hands, applied force, and the distance, F1, D1. So you want to know F2 times D2 should be F1 times D1. Cutting force F2 is F1 times D1 over D2. So for the cutting force to be maximum, the distance of applied force should be maximum and distance of the rope should be minimum. So the rope is on this side, minimum from the pivot, Q, and the applied force maximum from the pivot, S. So right option will be Q with S, option D. Proceed to the next question, 7. An object has a mass of 20 kilogram. Velocity changes from 6 to 10. What is the impulse? Organize the information. Mass, M, changes from 6 is U, 10 is final V. Impulse is change in momentum. Dear students, change in momentum is mass times V minus U. Mass is 20, V is 10, U is 6. 20 times 4, the option is 80 Newton seconds. Proceed to next question, number 8. Useful energy is obtained from different energy resources. 4 examples of energy resources are listed: water waves, geothermal, wind, water behind hydroelectric dam. How many of these energies depend upon sun? All energy resources in your syllabus, all the energy resources in your syllabus are from sun, like they depend upon sun, except G and T. G and T. Now, what does that mean? Except G and T. Geothermal, nuclear, tidal, they are not from sun. Geothermal is hot rocks in earth. Nuclear is radioactive isotopes on earth. Tidal is gravity of moon on water. Other than these 3, everything is primarily from sun. Water waves, yes. Geothermal, no. Wind, yes. Water behind dams, yes. 3 of them. Option C. Proceed to question number 9. A box of mass 2 kilograms slides down the slope. The G is 9.8. What is decrease in GPE, gravitational potential energy, stored as box moves from P to Q? Dear students, gravitational potential energy, when you talk about mgh, so change in GPE is change in height. Mass, they gave you, it is 2. G, you already know, 9.8. 2 times 9.8. Now this height, h, has to be vertical height. So vertical height, you can see it is 0.5, 5. So the answer is 98 joules. The right option is B. We proceed to the next question, number 10. Question number 10. The diagram shows the path of the long jumper Point R, where she lands, is on the same horizontal level as point P. So same horizontal level means the total potential energy at R and P is the same because same height where she takes off. Now the jumper experiences air resistance. Now this is interesting, my dear student. If she experiences air resistance, it means some energy is lost against the air resistance, which graph shows how the store of kinetic energy and store of potential energy of the jumper vary from P to R. So let's shortlist some options, my dear students. Before you shortlist, you need to know the dotted lines will be kinetic energy and the solid lines will be potential energy. You can see, my dear students, when you are running, you are on ground. So your initial GPE was 0. So initial solid line must be 0. This is in all cases. Okay. The next point, what we need to discuss is about the kinetic energy, and then we'll see which one is max and which one is min at point Q. So, my dear students, as you can know from the given question, you were at the point P, and eventually you need to reach point R. Since some energy is lost, as I told you, due to air resistance, so the total kinetic energy here will be more, and total kinetic energy here will be less. So it means the final kinetic energy has to be less than initial. So with the help of this concept, the option C could be wrong option because here initial and final kinetic energies are same. So we cross the option C. Now we proceed to the next concept, which is GPE. Now, GPE, my dear students, we know that at the point in between, you can say, I mean the kinetic, at Q. At Q, my dear, it is the jumper is not at rest, not at rest. So it means there is still kinetic energy, which is not zero, still moving. So A, it is saying zero kinetic energy. So we cross A. Now we crossed A and C. A we crossed because kinetic energy was never zero. She didn't stop. C we crossed. Final kinetic energy should not be same as initial. Now we are left with two of them. Now two of them, either option B or C. Since some energy is lost, yes, so the total energy will not be the same. So energy has to be lost. In this case, if you notice in B, the total of the energies initially, which was the kinetic as well as potential, we are going to compare them. The total kinetic energy in, first of all, let's go C, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I assume GPE is 6 units, right? And the loss in kinetic energy at this point from the max is how much? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. Now, loss in kinetic energy is also 6. So it is not possible because if loss in kinetic energy is 6, there is some energy loss against air resistance. So if the loss is 6, the gain in GPE should be less than 6. So if you go option B, the gain in GPE is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a little bit. So it is less than the loss in kinetic energy, option B. I want all of you to review this question again. It's a good question. We proceed to the question number 10 now. Question number 11. 4 tanks contain water to the depths shown. So you can see 4 tanks. At the bottom of which tank the pressure is greatest? You all know the liquid pressure is rho g h. They all have water, so rho is same. They all are on earth, g is also same. So for maximum pressure, you should have maximum depth. So if you see, the maximum depth is in A, which is 10. The other is 9, 8, and 7. So right option is A. Proceed to question number 12. Question number 12. A gas is heated in a sealed container. So here is the keyword. Whenever you heat any gas, the gas molecules, they gain kinetic energy, they move faster. They move faster. So distance between the particles increase? No. Why? Because it is sealed. So since it is sealed, It is rigid. Particles cannot go further apart. Average kinetic energy of particles increase. Yes, my dear students. Whenever you increase the temperature, the average kinetic energy will increase. The option is B. Proceed to question number 13. Air in a sealed syringe is slowly compressed. When you compress, it means the volume of air is decreasing. The temperature stays same. So it means their speed or their kinetic energy, they both remain same. Which statement is correct? Now, my dear students, think when there is less volume, according to Boyle's law, pressure is inversely proportional to volume. So less volume will cause more pressure. So the pressure decreases? No. The pressure decreases? No. The pressure increases? Yes, because the particles now hit the syringe of the walls of the syringe. More frequent? Yes. The pressure increases? Yes. Particles travel quickly? No, because temperature is a constant. When temperature is constant, the speed doesn't change. The right option is C. Proceed to question number 14. Question number 14. Which statement about evaporation of liquid is correct? Evaporation of the liquid is the most energetic molecules escape from the surface, take away the most of the energy, left behind less energies, temperature will decrease. Okay, so the least energetic particles escape? No. Least energetic particles escape? No. Most energetic particles escape? Yes, from the surface. The temperature decreases? Yes. You all know evaporation causes cooling. Most energetic escape from surface? Yes. Temperature increases? No. Temperature doesn't increase. Temperature decreases. Evaporation causes cooling. Proceed to question number 15. A solid is heated, causing it to expand. This is called thermal expansion. In thermal expansion, dear students, the volume increases. When volume increases, you know, density is mass over volume. When volume increases, density decreases. So density decreases, we shortlisted. Mass, when you heat or cool, the mass doesn't change. So mass remains the constant. So right option is C. We proceed to question number 16. A glass tube containing the water is heated at top. Water at the top boils, but water remains cold at the bottom. Why? Because water is a poor thermal conductor. That's why conduction doesn't take place in water. Which row tells you the information about water as well as the glass? So glass is a poor thermal conductor. Water is also a poor thermal conductor. The option is D. Proceed to question number 17. Question 17 is easy and it is tested multiple times previously in Cambridge examination, so it's easy. The vertical stick is dipped up and down, so at point P. In 2 seconds, the 3 waves pass. You know what does that mean? 2 seconds, 3 wave crest pass. So it means frequency is 3 divided by 2, 1.5 hertz. Anyhow, which statement is correct? The distance x is the amplitude? No, distance x is not amplitude. Distance x is a wavelength between 2 wave crests. Distance y is the wavelength? No, distance y is not the wavelength. Actually, it is double the wavelength. Each circle is a wavefront? Yes, each circle is a wavefront. The frequency is 3? No, frequency is not 3. It is 1.5 hertz. So right option is C. Proceed to question number 18. Seismic waves from epicenter of an earthquake take 100 seconds to reach the point 300 kilometers away. When they arrive, they cause the ground to vibrate with this frequency of 2 hertz. What is the wavelength? Easy question. Dear students, before you calculate, notice that all options are in kilometers. So I want you not to change kilometers. You know wavelength lambda is equals to speed divided by frequency. Frequency they gave you, which is 2 hertz. Speed we don't know. So we know speed. V is equals to distance traveled over time. Distance is 300 kilometers over time is 100 seconds. So speed is 3 kilometers per second. You substitute speed here. So you will get 3 kilometers divided by 2 hertz. So 3 divided by 2, 1.5 kilometer. The option is B. We proceed to question number 19. Which one shows the diffraction? Diffraction, my dear students, is spreading of waves into geometrical shadow when incident on a gap, obstacle, or edge. So the right option is option A. Let me tell you, B is refraction. C is reflection. And D, actually, it's a lens, and I don't think so the water waves can pass through lens or what. It is none of them. So it's not clear what did they make. So right option is A. Proceed to question number 20. Question 20. A single ray of light is reflected by 2 mirrors. The diagram shows the light incident on mirror 1. What is the angle of reflection on mirror 2? All right. So first, can we make a reflected ray on 1? And we try to construct the additional stuff. So what will I do, my dear students? First, I will extend this mirror, first mirror. You can see this one, like that, to the full. I'm using a blue color this time. So dear students, if you focus using the geometry rule, if the left side angle is 120, so the right, 60, so right side will be how much? 180 minus 60. The answer is 120 degrees. Now let's reflect the first wave from mirror 1 at the same angle as they gave you. Okay, I am just reflecting that ray approximately like that. Okay, my dear students. Now, what did you get from here? Dear students, please pay attention, everybody. So this angle, if this reflection is 50, I'm not sure, maybe I made wrong, but imagine this has to be 50. So it means how much is this angle for the triangle? 90 minus 50, this should be 40. Now, if you use the law of a triangle, the 3 angles of a triangle, they add up to 180. I'm talking about the blue triangle. So how much will be this angle x? So this angle x will be 180 minus those 2 in the blue triangle, 120 plus 40. So 180 minus 160, 20 degrees. So dear students, this angle will be 20 degrees. Now, what is the question? Question is find the reflection angle at mirror 2. At mirror 2, you will draw a normal again, like that, approximately. Here is the normal. When I draw the normal at mirror 2, so it means I need the angle of reflection. So angle of reflection will be same as this angle of incidence. So this incidence angle will be 90 minus 20, 70. So if this angle is 70, here reflected angle will also be 70. So what did you do? We can again go through. It's very easy, my dear students. Step 1 was to use this angle 60 to find this angle 120. Step 2 was to use this angle 50 to find this angle 40. Step 3 was to use this triangle, okay, using 120 and 40 to find 20. Step 4 was to draw the normal and find this angle by doing 90 minus 20, which is 70. So once you got angle of incident on mirror to 70, the same is the angle of reflection. I hope you understood. If you still have a question, you can ask me. The option will be C, my dear students. We proceed to question number 21. 21 is a very easy question. Which diagram shows the effect of converging lens as parallel beam of light incident? They all meet at single point. They all meet at a single point, and this point is called focal point. So the only option is B. After passing, they meet at a single point. It's a very easy question. We proceed to question number 22. Which three regions of electromagnetic spectrum are used in applications listed? Okay, sterilizing water, optical fibers, satellite TV signals, mobile phones. So which one do you use, my dear students? So first of all, mobile phone, satellite, optical fibers. So sterilizing water, we can use UV. Optical fibers, we use infrared or visible light. Satellite TV, we use microwaves. The mobile phones, we can use both microwaves and some high frequency, we also use radio waves. So let's see which option has ultraviolet, infrared, microwaves, or radio waves. So radio, infrared, visible. So we are missing with ultraviolet. Okay, so we must have ultraviolet, infrared, microwaves. You must have. So ultraviolet, infrared, microwaves. The only option is B. We proceed to the next question, number 23. A man stands 110-meter distance from a high wall. He makes a short, sharp sound, then hears the echo. So echo, whenever you have the echo formula, is reflection of sound, which is speed is double the distance over time. Why? Because sound has to go distance d and comes back distance d. So how long it takes? How long it takes means you want to find the time. Rearrange this triangle. So time will be 2d over v. The two distance is 110 over speed is 330. So you substitute and you get the answer 0.6667, so 0.67. B. Easy question. 23. The diagram shows the magnetic field around a bar magnet, how the strength of magnet changes from PQR. Let's go here. P is at the pole, it is strongest. As you keep going this way, this way, this way, the gas is increasing, it becomes weaker, 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 and then weakest. And then again you start come towards the pole, again it starts to become stronger, and eventually at Q it is strongest. So the answer will be strongest, becomes weak, then again strongest. Let's see which option is matching our explanation. Constant, no. Strong at P, yes. Reduces the strength, yes. It reduces the strength only till R. So this is also wrong. It is weak at P, no. It is strong at P, yes. Decreases to minimum at R, then increases to maximum at Q. Option is D. Proceed to question number 25. Question 25 says the diagram shows a charged sphere and the direction of electric field at point X. You can see it is towards. So if it is towards the sphere, it means sphere has what? Negative charge. Sphere has negative, because electric field is directed towards the negative charge. An electron is placed at Y. Now electron, if it is at Y, you know electron is also negative. What is the direction of force? So since electron is negative, sphere is negative, so it will be repelled. It will be repelled. So a force will be away from the sphere. The battery moves 3 coulombs of charge Q. Around the complete circuit, the battery transfers 12 joule of energy, E. What is the EMF? EMF and potential difference both are amount of energy transfer per unit charge. Energy is 12, charge is 3. The answer is 4 volts. Easy question. My dear students, I'm looking at the question 27 and I can sense that this question is a challenging question. So I will label this question as a hot question. Hot means higher order of thinking. A cylinder of conducting putty has length L, diameter D, and the resistance R. The putty is now molded into the cylinder of diameter 2D, same volume. It's a very tricky question, my dear students. You need to understand. Now, if the diameter is doubled, volume is same, so length must change. Why? I will tell you. You know the volume is equals to area of cross section times the length. But area of cross section in terms of diameter, if you know mathematics, is pi d square over 4. It's pi r square, so which is pi d square over 4, because you know pi r square and r is d by 2. Go back. So it is pi d square over 4 into L. Volume is the same. So what will be length? Can we rearrange to make subject length? It goes there. 4 volume over pi d square is L. Dear students, stay on this equation right now. Bring it here. Okay. So now the L is 4 volume pi d square. Volume is constant, so d. If d is double, so length will be 4v over pi double the d square. So it will become 1/4. The length will become 1/4. 4v over pi d square into 4. So if the diameter is double, if diameter is double, it will, because the volume is same, so if it became thick, so its length will become less by the factor of 4. Now, there is another way, a different approach I will also tell you. So first, let's do this one. Now you know resistance is inversely proportional to square of diameter. So if diameter is double, like more the diameter, so resistance will be less, divided by 4, because double square is 4. Now also, if the length is, resistance is directly proportional to length. So if length is divided by 4, the resistance will also be divided by 4. So overall resistance will be divided by 4 and 4 divided by 16. I will give you another approach. Get ready, stay with me. Maybe you will like the new approach. I'm erasing this and giving you another approach. Ready. Dear students, they say diameter is double. So, easy way. Let's go in sequence. Step 1. If diameter is double, yes, so it means the radius is also double. Okay. If radius is double, so area, which is pi r square. So pi double the radius square. So area will be 4 times. So area will be what? Times 4. This is the 1 point. Now, my dear students, you know this is step number 4 now. If area is times 4, you know volume is area times length. Okay? So let's make the length subject. So length will be volume over area. So if area is times 4, because inversely proportional. So if area is more for the same volume, the length should be less. How much less? Divide by 4. Okay, now take these two concepts with you. Doubling the diameter causes the area times 4. If area is times 4, the length is divided by 4. Now I'm using the blue color finally. The resistance is directly proportional to length. So if the length is divided by 4, so it means resistance will also be divided by 4, decrease by factor of 4. Next, resistance is inversely proportional to area. If area is more times 4, so resistance will be divided by 4. So overall resistance will be what? Divided by 4 and 4. Resistance will be divided by 16. The option is D. It's the most important question, dear students. I'm labeling this as a hot question. Hot means higher order of thinking question. It's an A-level styles question. Proceed to the next question, number 28. Question 28 says, which statement describes how the diode operates? Very easy question. The diode allows the current to flow in one direction. So it allows the current to flow in one direction. So when temperature increases, resistance increases? No. This statement is actually for filament or heater. When current becomes too high, it melts? No. This statement is actually for fuse, not for diode. It only allows the current in one direction. Yes, this is diode. It uses low current circuit to turn on much higher. This is relay. See, I told you everything else as well. So right option is C, my dear students. We proceed to question number 29. The number of identical resistors, each of 10 ohm, are arranged. Which arrangement gives you overall 25? Let's do it. 10, 10, 10. Parallel will be, since they are identical, so 10 over 2, which is 5. So total will be 10 plus 5, 15. We need 25. These two are just parallel, so identical, 10 with 10. So their combined will be 10 over 2, which is 5. Also wrong option. C, 10, 10, 10. In series, we just add the resistors. So if you add, it is 30. Also wrong. D, 10, 10, 10, 10. Go for the parallel first. Parallel is 10 over 2, which is 5. So if you add 5, 10, 10, 10 plus 5 plus 10, it is 25. And the question was, which one has total of 25? The option is D. Proceed to question number 30. The diagram shows a thermistor in a potential divider. Before we read the question, you need to know thermistor's operation. Thermistor, my dear, if there is more temperature, its resistance decreases. If there is a less temperature, its resistance increases. Okay, when temperature increases, stop here. So when temperature increases, the resistance of thermistor will decrease. Resistance will decrease. So if this resistance will decrease, you all know potential divider that the voltage share is proportional to its own resistance. So if temperature, as I told you, is increased, yani more temperature increased, yeah. So voltage share is proportional, so thermistor resistance is less, so voltage Y will decrease. If voltage Y decreases, so other will automatically increase because their sum is constant. So the idea is more temperature, less resistance, less voltage share, X. So I mean the lower one is what? Thermistor is this. This is Y. So Y decreases, X increases. Option is C. We proceed to the next question, number 31. In an experiment, a strong magnetic field provides a force that keeps the charged particle moving in a horizontal circular motion. The positive particles are accelerated clockwise as viewed. Which direction is magnetic field? Dear students, before you find magnetic field, you need to label here the direction of motion. Motion or velocity is along the tangent. Along the tangent, my dear. When a body moves in a circle, we all know force X on that resultant force. Usually we call this centripetal force. So here is the direction of force. Now, whenever you want to relate the force with the motion, and the motion is actually the current. Motion of positive charge movement is the current. So current is the movement of positive charges. Force is this way. Magnetic field you want to find. So what you have to do over here, you need to apply Fleming's left hand rule, my dear students. So look at my left hand. In this case, we say force, field, current. Current is basically the motion arrow. Force is towards the center. So magnetic field you want to find. So let's do force, field, current. So force will be the thumb towards the center. This way. Okay, field we don't know. The current. So current is the third finger. So this current is going actually in that way, like that. So current is up, like towards your the top of the roof, you can say. Force is towards the center. So it is facing you, the magnetic field. So magnetic field will face you. So you can do like that. So apply Fleming's left hand rule. So you will get out of the page, as I told you, facing you. We proceed to the question number 32. When there is a current in a solenoid, the magnetic field is formed. How does the magnetic field change if current is increased? More current, stronger magnetic field. So stronger magnetic field means lines will get closer. the lines will get closer. So option is A, very easy question. We proceed to question number 33. Transformer. The diagram shows the structure of a simple transformer. Which row shows the correct conditions for the efficiency of the transformer as high as possible? High efficiency means less loss in power. So try to do less resistance of coils. So less resistance of coils, we can use thick wires. You know resistance is inversely proportional to area. Thick wires have more cross-section area, less resistance. Core is always soft iron. Soft iron, my dear. So soft iron and thick copper wires. As I told you, the option is A. Let's proceed to question number 34. The products of decay of nucleus of radioactive isotope are nucleus and a radiation is emitted. What is the nature of the products? So decay product, you know, nuclear alpha, beta, gamma decay. So a nucleus of an element of different isotope. So a nucleus of element different from the isotope means different nucleus is formed when alpha particle is emitted along with the gamma. Yes, the reason is the alpha causes the proton numbers to decrease by 2, so it will give a different isotope. So option A is right. Let's see what's B. A nucleus of an element of different isotope is formed when just gamma is emitted. No, gamma causes no change. B is wrong. A nucleus of same element is formed when beta with the gamma is emitted. No, when beta is emitted, the proton number increases by 1. A nucleus of the same element as the isotope is formed, same element, when alpha is emitted. No, alpha will cause proton to decrease by 2. So wrong answer. So only different isotope will be formed when alpha or beta are emitted. So right option is A. Proceed to question number 35. Atomic nucleus decays by 1 or more decay. What causes proton number to decrease by 1? This is interesting, my dear. So the only option is if there is a parent element Z. We can do an example. Let's take an example. For example, I'm taking radioactive element of sodium 11 with 24. It's radioactive, okay? So anyhow, I know it's 23, the stable. If it gives you 1 beta, which is 0, -1 and 0, and it gives you 1 alpha, which is 4 and 2, what will you get? Balance, my dear students. So imagine something X is formed. Left side is what? 11. This one total is 1. So remaining will be 10. Left side total is 24. The right side is 4. 24 minus 4, 20. 10 with 20. So when 1 alpha and 1 beta is emitted, the proton number decreases by 1. Why? Because beta alone causes proton to increase by 1. Alpha alone causes the proton to decrease by 2. So 1 increase, 2 decrease cause 1 decrease. So alpha with beta. So option A. Proceed to question number 36. What is the definition of, which definition of half-life is not correct? The wrong one. Half-life is the mean time taken for half of the radioactive substance to decay. So the time taken for the count rate of radioactive sample to fall to half of original value, yes, it is correct. It is the half-life. They were not correct. The time taken for half of the unstable nuclei in a radioactive sample to decay, yes, this is also the half-life. The time taken for the mass of the material in a sample to half, yes. Why? Because initially, for example, there is 500 grams of uranium. So after half-life, the half of them, 400 gram, will change to a different element. So uranium will be left with 400 grams. So also correct. The time it takes for half of the neutrons to decay, no. Neutron decay has nothing to do with half-life, my dear. Option is D. We proceed to question number 37. The diagram shows a system to control the thickness of a paper produced by a machine. The graph shows the how count rate at the detector varies with the thickness. Rollers squeeze the paper when the count rate is below 12. Highlight it. So it is squeezed below 12 and then stop squeezing when it is above 13. So what does that mean? The actual thickness is between 12 and 13. So what do? You go to the graph and check the readings at 12 and 13 counts. It will give you the thickness. So at 12, at 13, go to the graph like that. So at 13, it is 0.6. And at 12, it is 0.5. So it means the thickness is from 0.5 till 0.6. So let's check which option is from 0.5 till 0.6. The option is B, my dear student. We proceed to the next question, 38. The table gives you the orbital duration of planets in solar system. What is duration for Mars? Mars position is my very excellent mother. Just serve us noodles. So Mars is between Earth and Jupiter. Between Earth and Jupiter, here should be Mars. So Mars orbital period should be more than 365, but less than 4,330. So which number is between them? Only option B. That's easy question. We proceed to question number 39. Which reaction produces energy that powers the sun? Not only the sun, all stars. The reaction is fusion, the nuclear fusion of hydrogen to helium. So right option is fusion of hydrogen. Diameter of Milky Way galaxy is approximately 100,000 light years. Dear students, you need to memorize this number as well. It's a part of your learning objective. Light years. What is this distance in meters? Dear students, if you remember, 1 light year, its value was 9.5 into 10 power 15 meters. So now you can convert them. So 100,000 light years means times 9.5, 10 power 15. The answer is 9.5 into 10 power 20. The right option is this. Dear students, you are also supposed to memorize as per your learning objectives of Cambridge. So with this, we are done all the 3 variants of October, November 24, paper 121. It's available on my channel. 2.2 also available. Now I'm uploading 2.3. Dear students, if you need any specific topic to be solved and explained, or any specific paper to be solved and explained, please comment down in the comment section. And don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. Bye-bye.